Hello, fourth graders. We're back. Today is a fun lesson. You're going to have some choices to make. It will be a drawing lesson, so you will need, oh gosh, I wrote this down, but now I'll see if I can remember. A piece of paper and a pencil, probably some, I would say markers or colored pencils would work best. If you have crayons, that will work too. I sent oil pastels. Did I send oil pastels? Nope, never mind. Scratch that. That was fifth grade. I sent watercolors too. I don't know that I would use watercolors for this one, but I mean, who am I to say? Maybe you have amazing brush control. You're also going to need something like a straight edge. So typically we think of a ruler to help us draw a straight line, but I'll be honest, even if you just grabbed a book or a magazine, or you took a piece of paper and you folded it in half, that would be enough for you to put your pencil right next to it and trace that. The other thing, this is kind of weird, but you'll see why, would be some round things. So I could even just take this mug, take all my whiteboard markers out. Because it's a circle, I could use this side of this edge or end to draw a bigger circle, and then I could switch it. If I wanted a smaller circle, I could use this side. If you don't have a cup or a mug or something, oh my gosh, let's think, like maybe you had yogurt for lunch and maybe you have a circle tracer like the lid of that. So anything that could help you make a circle. This is kind of small, but I just randomly grabbed a button that was sitting over there. So anything that can help you trace a circle. Okay, let's get busy so you know what we're doing, so that you know why I'm talking about all this. Repeat after me, even if you're just saying it silently in your head. I am an artist. I'm a creator of ideas and a solver of problems. Sometimes the problems are on my paper. Sometimes they're with my neighbor. Sometimes they're inside of myself. But I know I can solve problems because mistakes are opportunities to learn and grow. And I am proud to be an artist. And I am proud of you. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to take the information that we learned last week in talking about the color wheel. Ooh, I loved the pictures that some of you shared with me where you built your own color wheel. That was so fun. So we're going to take this information and extend it. So if we stopped here with the basics of primaries and secondaries, we're going to see how much more we can learn about it. But you're going to have a lot of choices in there. So I typically boss you around a lot. Today I'm going to allow you to pick the colors that you include in your circles based on some of the information that I'm about to share with you. So there's so many choices, including one just being the full rainbow. No, it's not a full rainbow, is it? Now that I'm looking at it. No, they're kind of out of order. They're not really in color wheel order. Anyway, how you choose to use your color is up to you. The focus of what we're learning is something called contrast, and that is when you have differences, and then they make each other look even more different. Like if I'm standing next to a short person, well, you know how tall I am. So that short person next to you might not look as short, but you put that short person next to me because I'm super duper tall and they're going to look extra short, or maybe I'm going to look extra tall. That's contrast. So putting colors next to black and white is going to make the colors stand out more and the black and white stand out more because they're so different from each other. So what are we doing? If I didn't explain it well enough.
Contrast. Contrast is created when opposites are placed next to one another. Artists create contrast by pairing opposites together in order to emphasize their differences. Contrast can be created in many ways, like using colors, black and white, using different sizes, like big and small, or using textures, like rough and smooth. Artists use contrast to create drama and add visual interest to an artwork. Pairing black and white or blue and orange together provides high contrast because the colors are opposites. Pairing red and orange provides low contrast because the colors are very similar.
All right, he probably did a better job than I did explaining that. So what is that going to mean? It means we got some work to do. So again, I'm going to review here. You can pause it if you want to go grab everything. You need paper, depending on what size, it's up to you. A pencil, the straight edge, could just be a magazine or a ruler or a book, fold a piece of paper. Circle tracers, like I said, just grab a cup, a mug, a bowl, depending on the size of your paper, a button. And then what are you going to use for color? Which is going to include a big decision because you have so many choices as far as what colors to put in there. Okay, this didn't show up extremely well, and I wish it did. Let's see. Nope. Okay. I had this all drawn out on the slide, and it was like, it made so much more sense on as far as the steps. So I'm not going to do a great job at this, but I will just use my whiteboard, which is dirty. How about I pause so you guys don't have to see this whole train wreck unfold. Wait, where's my pause button? Am I even filming a Screencastify right now? Please tell me I am. All right, I guess I'm not pausing because I can't find the button. So you're just going to watch me. All right, here we go. Not that big a deal. So I'm going to use this, my whiteboard, and I will not be using a straight edge. Oh, I might try a straight edge. Never mind. I just figured it out. Remember that artists solve problems? In my mind, I was like, I don't have my ruler, and it's way over there in a cabinet, and that would be weird if I jumped up to go grab it. And this magazine is not tall enough, but it is tall enough if I go like that. So you're going to use your straight edge to trace your vertical lines, or if you're holding your paper the other way, it could be horizontal. Just put your pencil right next to the thing that's going to help you draw straight. There we go. Voila. Yeah, that helped, right? How many? What's the magic number? I don't know. I don't have a magic number. Fill up your papers with vertical lines, approximately an inch apart, unless you're using a teeny tiny paper, and then they need to be closer. So that's the thing, is I don't know how many. You'll kind of know. I mean, look at the example, and then I'll show you mine in a second, and then solve that problem. So we want them to be kind of evenly spaced out, although look at this one. You can see that there's a big space right there. That's okay. If you want smaller spaces, you know how you solve that? Think about it. You just put more lines in between each one. So totally up to you. So this is the basic. Then, let me dump my markers again. Use the circle, whatever it is. Again, put it on your paper. Yikes, I can't see what I'm doing. That was a little tricky. To do it in the air with the whiteboard on camera, wearing glasses in the rain. Oh, okay. Maybe the glasses in the rain had nothing to do with it. There we go. There's one circle. So what's fun about this is it's going to have lines inside that will determine the different colors. So this circle, which was kind of a bigger circle, if you look at it, it only has 3 different colors in it. So if that's not floating your boat, how do you solve that problem? More lines. Because if gosh, I hate to make you do math, you guys. No, I don't. I love it. If I put double the amount of lines in there, so what was 3 sections, I think will be 6. Maybe not. Probably not because of the way my circles landed. But look, I got more colors in there just by adding 2 more lines. So if this was paper and I was trying to do a nice copy, I would take time right now and draw more lines the whole way through. But I'm just trying to get you guys going. So this time I'm going to draw another circle, but I'm using the smaller circle. And again, you're the artist. How close should it be to your original circle? I don't know. You have to make that decision. You're the artist. So I kind of want them to have a little bit of space between them, but you can see in the picture, they did a great job. They're not perfectly even. That's not the goal. The goal of this project is to use simple shapes and lines to show contrast. So the goal is not, oh, can I get, perfectly straight lines? The goal is not, can I get 17 circles on my paper? The goal is contrast. The circles and stripes are just letting us show that. So pause this video, take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long it's going to take you, and get your paper filled out like this, if you can actually see it. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So pause me. I'm going to clean up my markers. Okay, welcome back. I don't even know if you really paused. Okay, what's next? The color stripes. What colors are you going to use? Hey, let's actually learn a little bit while we're picking colors. I mean, do I think about my color choices all the time? No, half the time I just go for my favorites. But if we can learn a little bit while we're doing this, let's do it. So what if you choose, either because you want to, or maybe it's because it's the only crayons you have, what if you choose just primary colors? So imagine that black and white stripes with just yellow, red, and blue. That's a lot of contrast. So primary colors could be one choice. Secondary colors could be a choice. What if your circles are filled with secondary colors? Purple, orange, and green. Ooh, I could totally do that because I do love purple, orange, and green. Let's learn some more. The third graders are working on a project this week with warm and cool colors. So warm colors, think of them in terms of the fire colors. Is there a lot of contrast between red, orange, and yellow and black and white? Yes. There's not a lot of contrast, and they said this in the video, between red, orange, and yellow. He said that orange and red are kind of similar, so they won't have the contrast. The contrast comes when it's next to black and white. So that might be an idea. Or, here's the opposite, cool colors. Purple, blue, green. Ooh, I like these colors too. They would have contrast not between each other, but between the black and white. It's still going. Warms and cools, warms and cools. That could be something you do. Those are called complementary. So what if I did my stripes with one warm, one cool? What if I used orange and blue and filled my stripes? There's contrast between those two colors and between the black and white. So they're going to look really bright. Oh, speaking of, here it is. Orange and blue sit opposite each other on the color wheel, so they're automatically bright colors. Husky fans, yellow and purple, opposites. So they look really bright. Maybe we're thinking about flags, the Mexican flag or the Italian flag. Red and green are going to look really bright next to each other. Plus, the black and white makes them look bright too. Complementary. Intermediate colors. Oh, I love these colors. These are things like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, green. So it's that not quite green, not quite blue, kind of that teal turquoisey color. Is that kind of a tealy turquoisey color? You could pick all intermediate colors. You could pick something called analogous colors, which is kind of like neighbor colors. So they're not just primaries or secondaries, because I wish this thing would pause. Maybe you choose green, yellow, and yellow, orange. They sit next to each other on the color wheel, and so they're a group. Now, I'm showing you a ton of these colors, and you're going to have to then choose when you decide to color. So I'm just showing you a bunch of options. Plus, these are always going to be in this slide. So if it's going too fast and you're like, I don't know, click through the slideshow, not the video, but the slideshow, and then you can pick your colors. This is different too. These are called shades. So you're not going to find as much contrast with shades, because shade means that you take a color and you add black. So in that way, it's getting closer to black. So it's not going to have the same contrast. It's getting darker. So if you wanted a high contrast circle next to your black and white stripes, I wouldn't do shades, although I think they're beautiful. Same thing could be true with the tints, which means you're adding white to a color. It's going to look closer to your white stripes, not the band, but it won't have as much contrast. You probably don't know who that band is. So tints and shades, maybe that could be a way of doing it. Maybe you take all the possible purples that you have, from lavender all the way to like really, really dark purple because it has black in it. I don't know. I don't know if I would do it that. I don't know. It depends on if you want it to kind of match or you want it to be more contrast. This is kind of like something called split complementary, which means you're picking 3 random colors, but they're not so random. They're opposites on the color wheel, but there's a third one. Does that make sense? There's kind of like in threes. It's like color, skip 2, color, skip 2, if we think about patterns. So now I was just starting to get weird and talk about all the different colors. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to go with full, like red, yellow, blue only? Are you going to do full secondaries? Are you going to do the full rainbow? Are you going to pick complementary? So what we're talking about is your choice in your circle. The black and white is pretty solid. Stripe, 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 every other. And then you're going to fill in your color. Now, what happens if you don't have black? You're going to pick a color. Let's say it's purple. Maybe you do a white purple stripe through your whole paper. Should you use purple in your circles then? Probably not. If you want contrast, you want to pick different then so that it really shows. Because doesn't it almost look like these circles have been cut out and glued on? That's an optical illusion only because of the color. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to keep pushing you on this. When you finish, I really would like to see more pictures. So you go into Google Classroom. Some of you just open the assignment with Stream. I want you to open it with classwork. It's always going to be here. So here's last week's color, color, color lesson. Above it, look how I circled it. It says My Artwork 4th Grade. That's your personal slideshow. When you open it, it's going to have your name in terms of your slide. Then you're going to find the Insert button up at the top in the toolbar. Click it. It'll drop, let's see. It'll drop over. I was trying to remember if it goes down or over. Over, it says Image. Down, it says Camera. You click on that, all of a sudden, boom, your Chromebook or your computer camera turns on. You hold your art. Click the button, and it drops right in there. You hit Insert, and suddenly it's in your slides. And then I get to see it. Okay? And then you also, it's not just about me. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's about you also keeping your artwork in one location, and it's your personal slides. So it's so simple and so cool and so easy. All right. Hey, I hope you have less technical difficulties than I do on this. Straight edge, paper, pencil, circles, and then decide your color. Again, and you can always look at these slides, okay? All righty. I think that's all, 4th graders. I don't even know how to end this because I don't know if I hit the Screencastify button at the start. Let's find out. Yes, it's recording. Whew. There's my buttons. All right, pausing. Bye.